In this chapter, Cameron uh, explains how to reverse engineer your goals and projects. Cameron explains that you should first create a vivid vision, detailing exactly what you want to achieve, and then break it down into tiny parts um, and use metrics to reverse engineer it. He explains that it is much like building a house. You first start off with creating an image of the type of house you want, going into any details necessary, like the colors of the doors or the paint on the walls inside the house. All this is outlined in the plan that you put together. And then you go ahead and you break it down, starting with the foundation and working your way from there, finding the different people that you need to do the different tasks required to build the house that you want to build. This is how he starts the chapter and explaining reverse engineering. Your vivid vision should be your end result in 3 years, and reverse engineering is the way that you're going to make this happen. Before you start the reverse engineering project, you should first identify where your company is at this present time so that you can fill in the gaps and see where you need to go to get to where you want to be compared to where you are now. Cameron says the best way to do this is by carrying out a SWOT analysis, which stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. This does not have to be a long process. You can do this within a half an hour, and you can do this as an individual or as part of a team if you have staff working for you. Once you have a clear idea of what it is that you want to achieve, it is important to create goals that ensure that you are on track to achieve what you set out to achieve. Cameron states that you should establish SMART goals. SMART stands for shared, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Sharing goals with a coach or team members adds pressure to hit them. Cameron explains that he shares goals with everyone, with his suppliers and his clients. Measurable. Put each goal so that you can easily see the goals were hit or miss. So when you're designing your goals, it's important to have something to measure them against so that you can see if you are hitting your goals or missing them. Attainable. Your goal has to be at least remotely possible for it to be included. There's no point putting a goal in that is just unachievable. Relevant. Ensure that all goals are worth working on, that you're not setting goals that are not putting your business where you want it to be. Time-based. It's important to put a specific time and date on each goal, again, so that you can track whether you hit or miss it within this time frame. Cameron states that every goal will have projects related to these 4 standard goals. That is revenue, profit, customer service, and employee satisfaction. Revenue. Determine a solid revenue goal for the next 12 months. This is easy. Your goal should be a yearly 25% increase for the next 3 years. Profit. Cameron suggests that employees need a profit goal just so that they know that they are clear on the decisions that they're making and that they are hitting their profit goals. Customer service. This needs to be measurable. Cameron says the best way to measure it is by doing what is called a net promoter score. This is the percentage of your company's promoters versus its detractors. Employee satisfaction. Again, Cameron explains the importance that this is measured and he uses the Net Promoter Score to measure this. It's known that high-performing people set goals and become obsessed with them goals. It becomes an obsession to hit each goal that they set, and the more often that you set goals, the better you will get at setting goals for you and your business. Cameron explains that it's important to hire people that are already in the habit of setting goals for themselves. So they will find it a lot easier to work within your organization, as a lot of what they will be doing will be hitting goals. As well as establishing goals for your company, Cameron explains that it's important to set smart goals for your personal life. He does this by outlining how many days he wants to take off. He considers a day a full 24-hour period with no email, phone calls, or anything business related. And he suggests that it's important to have the discipline to set these goals and see these through as well. That this will give you real work-life balance and give you the enthusiasm to hit the goals that you're working on. It's important to create an action plan for each goal that you set. And Cameron gives some questions that you should answer when creating the action plan for each goal. And these questions are: what precisely has to happen? In what order will the steps be taken? Who will complete each step? When will each step be done? What is the cost? What other business areas are involved? And do you know if they're needed? Will a check-in with a supervisor or subordinate be needed? It is important to identify the most critical projects that are required to meet your goals, so that you do not waste time and focus on goals that are not giving you a substantial ROI. After you have mapped the key projects that need to be completed, you can break down each project into a number of tasks. And for each task, you should set milestones. The milestone will be when this task will be completed, to ensure that the overall project is completed on time and doesn't delay your overall project. You should designate a person who is fully responsible for this milestone. The leader's role in reverse engineering your goals and projects is to support and enable your team to do the work that they have been assigned to them. The leadership's role is not to follow up or hold people accountable. It is up to the leader to ensure that each team has a clear vision of what they are to achieve and within what time frame, and that they do not let other roles come in and other projects interfere with the projects that are on the critical path. Once the project is assigned to a person or a team of people, it is important to ensure that they are fully supported to achieve these goals, and oftentimes this may require additional training. It is the leader's role to identify when this arises and ensure that they get the support that they require.